they have deleted his all social media handle. So we are demanding, where is his social media handle? How have they taken over his social media handle? And then, whom did he offend? And then, what did he say? If it's a false statement or false publication, what was the publication? Who declared it false? Is it the policeman who declared it false, or it is who declared it false? Because to declare a statement be false, you need investigation. Was he asked? Which question did he ask? So there are so many questions unanswered. And then lastly, which is important, we are urging the whole Kenyans, apply what is called ABC of investigation. As an expert in investigation, we have what's called ABC. A means assume nothing. So don't assume anything until we put our finger into what exactly happened to OJWANG. B means believe nothing. Nothing. Don't believe anything you hear from anybody until we get one. The first scene of crime is home. How was it taken? Want to know in the 400 kilometers from Homa Bay to Nairobi, did he arrive unscathed? Was he beaten? Did he have any injury on the way? In the cell, what happened there? And then from there, what happened until we reach the mortuary? So we have to believe nothing until we get our finger into those details. The last one is called C. Check everything. We will check everything, including under the bed of William Ruto, including under the bed of the Inspector General, including under the bed of Deputy Inspector General. We shall check even their social media. We even asked Safaricom to give us information about what phone call was going on in the security apparatus when this was going on. We'll check everything. OJWANG has died, but ABC will live. We are not even going to rely only on the investigation of the DCI and the police. We shall also do our own independent investigation so that when they have their notes, we have our notes. When they present their evidence, we present ours, so that we can ensure that the truth and justice is done. And I want to ask the head of state, the head of government, it seems you've forgotten what your job description is. I even doubt whether you read your job description. Normally when you are given a job, you have to read a job description. But even before you take up a job, read your job description. One of them is protect your citizens. You have not protected the citizens, especially OJWANG. And even our brother Kevin being held in another police station. You have failed to deliver to Kenyans on simple things. Kenyans are asking for food, Kenyans are asking for healthcare, Kenyans are asking for education. If you can't deliver that, is when you come up with, now you have black people are being killed. OJWANG has died demanding for justice. Whatever he has done, there is freedom of expression to express all this. So totally out of context. We cannot take any single excuse for his death. You have killed OJWANG because he was eating with his mother at home when he was picked. He was happily with his family. He was not in State House, he was in Homa Bay. That shows violation of the highest order.
Professor, allow me to ask you a few questions in regards to the whole matter. You've told us that you went to Bagabi to do some follow-up on whether OJWANG was taken. Is there any actual evidence that actually the police took him there? It's only a statement that we all read on social media telling us that OJWANG was rushed to Bagabi Hospital where he was pronounced dead on arrival. And there are other speculations that say different, that OJWANG might have even died even before arriving at Nairobi Central Police Station. And so they had to put him there. They freed every inmate in the cell that OJWANG was being held at, and then they, after now putting the body there and staying there for some time, they brought him here to City Mortuary. Now, the question I will ask, why is City Mortuary closing its doors to people that have come to pay their last respect to Albert OJWANG?
So this government is hiding evidence because I told you they already violated his rights. First of all, we are being told by the DCI said today that the policemen who are there have been interdicted. What offense have they committed? They have killed OJWANG. Because you can't, they also have their rights as officers. You cannot interdict somebody who hasn't committed an offense. So what does Inspector General know by interdicting them? He also heard they have been suspended. What crime have they committed to be suspended? But the most important thing is that suspending, interdicting officers are tricks we know. In Kware, they were done. In the killings in Thika, they were in Githurai, they were done. They always had evidence. They want to take them very far from scene of crime. The scene of crime should be secured so that evidence can come. Even freeing all the inmates are gone. Someone tried to tell us from the policeman that he was in isolation, let's say cell. We also been told that he was in a public cell. And a public cell should have other inmates. And we are going to leave, we are not going to leave any stone unturned. Because I told you, we are going to check everything. Because in evidence, we have to check everything. There will be an inquest. The law requires that if any Kenyan dies in a police cell, we have to open an inquest. And all the prisoners must record statements. So all that information they can't run away with. The state is culpable. They are panicking. That's why you see all these places full of policemen. Even you see now they are bringing some policemen in plain clothes trying to record us, taking photo of us, and sending for us so that we can also be arrested. So all these things we do. But no one is afraid. The fear went a long time ago. If the first bullet hit the first young person dead, all of us are dead. We are just waiting to be given certificates to go to our grave. OJWANG has just gone ahead of us, but for us we died a long time ago.
Professor, my last question is in regards to the statement issued by the IG, the press statement. There, it is claimed that a publication that OJWANG made, he referred to DIG, Bona Eliud Langat. Eliud Langat was among those that were making the statement with the Inspector General of Police at Nairobi Central Police Station. Yes, they have interdicted the police officers, the OCS and everything. But do you think at the end of the day, justice will be served for OJWANG? Yet there are other cases, including some that have happened this year, the one for the Molo president, Richard Otieno, and the one, we date cases back to the year 2021, the Kenjonkoma brothers. Interdictions were done, police officers were taken to court, but at the end of the day, they found their way back to the force. Do you think this case will be different?
I'm a philosopher too. The greatest philosopher of the all times called Socrates said, the might is right until you have the right person in leadership. The might is right until we have the right person in leadership. So the right is right, the might is right. Who is the might? The government is right, they're the mighty. They have access to all information. They have investigators. Who appoints this year in Kenya? Who appoints ODPP? Who appoints Inspector General? Who appoints Deputy Inspector General? I don't even want to say that it is us versus Inspector General. Who appointed them? I've told you, economists, what is the fundamental problem we're having is economy. So if you fail to deliver your mandate, then you kill anybody trying to tell you that you have failed. If you are a husband at home, you can't put food on the table for the children. You cannot give your wife money to buy household things. Then when they confront you, then you beat them to death. That's what they are doing. They have failed to deliver their mandate. They don't know what head of government means. They don't know what a head of state is. So this is what is happening in Kenya. So there will be no justice until we have the right leader in State House. Ruto has violated the trust Kenyans gave him. The trust with power and instruments of power. Ruto told us after he was sworn in, hiyo sword sio ya kukata nini mboga. Sasa hii sword imekata sisi. Hiyo sword imekata OJWANG, imekata Rex Masai, imekata Kennedy. Count the names that sword imekata. Haikati directly. Hii sword yake inakatanga chini ya maji. Huko ana smile na sword inakata watu. So which empowerment are you giving if you kill a young person who has this future before you? What we are saying, we are not going to make it tribal. But I'm telling you, Kenyans, our common enemy is one William Ruto. And anytime we confront him, someone dies. We also want to tell Raila Odinga, you have to decide now. Are you with the Kenyans or you are with William Ruto? If you are the Kenyans, come on the side of Albert OJWANG. Stand where we are standing today. If long time ago you could have been in the mortuary here, cry. Why are those cries not happening at the moment? We have to ask all these questions. Don't judge anybody, allow them to mourn the way they want. People are hurting. The death of Ojwang is not a death from Homa Bay. This is a death for a Kenyan. All Kenyans are here, they are from all walks of life, very angry. Because we don't know who is next. If you keep quiet, you'll be next. So let's join together and say no, and say no more. Thank you.
Thank you.